Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, to the Heart-Based Business Show. I'm Dr. Charlene, your host for today and every Wednesday. And I want to thank you for joining us this morning. You know, this is a very strange time for us right now. And I have this marvelous guest, and she's struggling to get on. You know how that is sometimes when things just don't always go your way, no matter how hard you try. And we're seeing a lot of that in our country right now. And it's all about adversity. Would you agree? That's why I wanted to have her today. She's such a phenomenal person when it comes to this, and she's an amazing leader. But we'll hope that Gloria comes on. So I just want to talk to you briefly ahead of time about what the challenging times are that we're experiencing right now and how best to work with them so that you can keep moving forward in your life. And we're going to talk about how to be unapologetic about who we are. I'll be right back with you. And welcome back to our stimulating conversation that we're going to have this morning. Or maybe I'm just going to be conversing with myself. But I want you to really think about what is going on right now and the messages that are coming across from not only the public, but from the politicians. I am in no way political, so I'm not going to go there. I want to talk about what you're feeling inside. The fear that you're feeling and the pain that you're feeling. And I experienced it myself. Do you know, I never used to watch the news. And then when the virus thing came on, I just voraciously started watching everything I could find because I was trying to figure out what was happening with all of the different countries. And going from no media exposure to a tremendous amount of overwhelm of exposure, and then some friends who are very near and dear to my heart got the virus as well. It began to affect me. Have you noticed how maybe it's affecting you too? We just kind of have this fear that drives up into our body, and it just keeps going and going. And then sometimes you even feel like, what's the purpose of all this? Have you asked yourself, why am I doing this? And I realized that it was the media and what they were saying, and everything is negative, negative, negative. We were overwhelmed with the media and all the viral issues. And now we're overwhelmed with watching vandalism, and there's so much unhappiness, so much unrest. And I understand, I really understand. And part of our country is all about freedom of speech. We have a right to rally. We have a right to be out on the streets, believing in what we want to say and saying what we believe. But we have another problem. And if you looked at those videos, people aren't wearing their masks, or they're wearing them under their chin. What good is that? Why would you want to why would you want to wear a mask that looks like a necklace? There's really no point. So what's going to happen is we're going to get a spike, just like we did before. You can't have thousands of people out there and not have exposure. Would you agree? So here's a couple of thoughts for you. Sit back. Just sit back and see if it's the media that's making you feel this rush of stress and energy. We've been cooped up at home for months, and now everybody's releasing their anger all at one time. That's why this is happening. And also, we have all these peaceful protesters, and we have people that are using them as a shield to steal and loot and burn our cities. This hurts everybody. This doesn't make a statement. This just hurts all of us because now we can't go to our Target. We can't go to CVS. They aren't even there. They're burnt down. And imagine how painful it is for the businesses, big and small, because people haven't been in their stores. And now we're on a curfew, which in some ways is good because we can look at everybody being at home, and I shouldn't say we can look at, but the authorities can look at everybody being at home and actually get the people that are causing all the damage. It's not in your heart to cause all this damage. You just wanted to have a say, right? And we should all have a say, but it's way too painful for us to watch our cities burn to the ground. Many of us are proud of the cities we belong to. We've worked hard to become a part of it, and we love going shopping at our stores and sitting at our restaurants, and we love the small shops that the business owners own and that we can know them and talk to them and support them. I think that if we can simply sit back and say, this doesn't affect me personally, then you don't have to watch the media. You don't have to watch everything that's going on around the world. We don't want to do that because it upsets us so much. And I realized that that's why I was so upset, was because I kept watching all the media. So Monday, I decided only a half hour of media a day. And I happen to have one show that I really like. And I only watched that one for 1.5 hours. That's it, no more. And I agreed that I was going to do exercise with every day. And this is all agreements with myself. So when I'm doing exercise, it helps me blow off steam. It helps me get rid of the anger that I was feeling and the depression that I was feeling. It's awful. Would you agree? Yes. So step back. I tell my clients, if this doesn't affect you personally, you don't have to be involved in it. You have a choice. And now I'm really grateful to tell you that Gloria Brown made it, and she is going to come and talk to us. So let me tell you a bit about her. She is a highly sought after expert strategist in the field of adversity, professional, personal development, and growth. And she's an international speaker, author, and group facilitator. In fact, she and I just went to London in December to speak at the Women's Economic Forum, and we just had a great time there, touring around London together and doing our speaking. You know, as a thought leader, Gloria effectively coaches her clients with compassion. That's what I really love about her. She has empathy and understanding, and she uses thought-provoking, high-energy, factual information to foster uncomfortable conversations, along with powerful tools, tips, and techniques to motivate, stimulate, and empower her clients. So let's see. Oh, did she leave me again? Oh my gosh. So she's going to be talking to us all about finding courage in the face of adversity. And that's what I was just talking to you, because we need to unapologetically move forward no matter what. And we can express what we want to say, but just keep in mind, it's not always what we say, it's how we say it. And I'm sure that Gloria will validate that. She's left the scene again. All right. So when I say this, what I mean is there's a way to say things. We can be angry. We can express ourselves. I've been watching some people who express themselves on Facebook, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, because people are watching. You don't realize how much people are watching to see what you do. And one of these people that I know quite well was out in the demonstration, and he's been telling us all, wear a mask, stay safe, stay at home. And he's out in the middle of the demonstration without any mask on at all. And I'm thinking, wow, this is not at all what you taught us to do. So when you are expressing yourself, make sure that you stand up for what you believe and stand behind your expressions. Otherwise, people get conflicting information and they don't know which way to take it. And I had this terrible thing happen not too long ago. And it was a banner that somebody actually hacked into my Facebook page and put this thing up. And people were really upset, and I didn't even know it was there. And finally, I had a friend who reached out to me, and please do this to your friends if you see something that doesn't look like them. And he said, I don't know why you might have put this up there, but there's a lot of people that are very, very upset about it. And when I went and looked at it, I thought, oh my gosh, I would have nothing to do with that. I would never say anything like that. And so right away, I took it down. I texted him and told him how much I appreciated that he cared enough to reach out to me to get that down. And then I wrote an apology on my Facebook page to everyone and explained what happened, because I didn't want to be associated with something like that. And they had not only put it on my Facebook, they had also sent it to my friends. So I had to go through one at a time and tell each one of them that I was sorry I had sent it and that it wasn't me that had done it. So I just want you to really think about what it is that you say on Facebook, because you may think because people don't respond that they're really not watching. But they are, believe me, they are. Because I just put up my award, and it was amazing how many wonderful, loving comments I got from everybody. So yay, Gloria's here. Let's bring her on. Let's chat with Gloria Brown. Oh, Gloria, talk. There she is. Hi, Gloria. Can you hear me? Well, she's not talking. She's having such a hard time today. And I really want to have her on the show. It's such a timely topic. And if I can't have her on the show today, we're going to have to move her to another day so that we can get this straightened out for her. Because I think you really need to hear what her thoughts are. And it's all about moving forward unapologetically, no matter what. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am moving forward unapologetically in hopes that Gloria has at least 10 minutes with us. And we'll see. I'll try once again. Are you there, Gloria? I think maybe it might be her internet today. All right. So let's go back to what we were talking about. Frequently, I put articles up on LinkedIn about how to manage your mind. And this is one of those times when it's best to manage our mind, because what we do, and it's just natural for everybody, is we reach out into the past experience, and then something riles us, and then we bring that past experience of what happened before into the present. We make a mistake and then move it into the future. And when we do this kind of thing, we end up dealing with the rabbit hole because we use past experience instead of looking at this experience. One of my favorite phrases when somebody says something that I'm not liking, I never tell them I don't like it. I don't argue with them because I don't want to get into it. I want peace and pleasantness in my life. And the best way for me to do that is to let them have their say. They're living on a different path than I'm living. And I may not agree with so many of the things that they say, but what I do say to them is, I can see how you might think that way. I can see how you might think that way. Because that gives them permission to think as they are and believe what they believe, but it doesn't mean that I agree. Does that make sense? I don't always agree. And even sometimes I'll put something up that's spiritual and some people won't agree. That's okay. They come from a different place. They're on a different path. They're there to learn something different from what I'm learning. So, and also they may be in more of a religious side of things than a spiritual side of things. And that's a very different perception as well. And sometimes you can take what you learn in religion and layer over your religious learnings with the spiritual. And that's what I've done. But I digress. About talking about other people and what's going on, and people shouting into bullhorns and upsetting others and riling up the crowd. And I was shocked, absolutely shocked, to see a semi drive into the crowd on the freeway. I was so surprised. So I decided it's important to find the things that are good in the news, if you're going to watch the news at all, and then post those things on your Facebook page so that people can see that there is still goodness in the world, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of people who think with kindness and care, and that's so important. And let people express what they want to express, but it's not mandatory that you do it too if you don't want to. You have a choice in how you perceive everything that you see and hear. It's completely up to you how you decide to perceive it. But use your intelligence, not your intellect. And I've been trying to explain to people what that means. And that means that we learn things in school. We learn how to use our cell phone. We learn how to text people. That's intellect. Using your intelligence means you sit back before you say anything and say, is this going to be helpful to people, or is this going to cause more turmoil and pain for others? Is it going to cause more stress? Is it going to cause more anxiety? So if you use your intelligence, then you won't say things you wished you hadn't said. You won't make mistakes that you've been trying to avoid your whole life. And it'll be entirely different. People who are engineers use their intellect. That's what they use to do all that coding. They're so good at that. And that's what they do well. But they oftentimes don't sit back and say, how should I approach this? Or somebody says something and they jump all over them because they believe something different. That person is entitled to believe whatever they want to believe. I'm seeing this in China and the takeover with Hong Kong. A lot of people believe and in their freedom. And so they're looking for a way out before they're suppressed and they can't leave. Others believe in the strong arm of the CCP, as they say, and they'll stay because they're okay with that. They don't mind being in prison if they speak out. They don't mind having their rights taken away. It doesn't matter to them. But those who want to live under a democracy will leave Hong Kong before it's taken over. They have a right in their country at this point, or I should say in their city, because Hong Kong had its own system. It was still part of China, but it had its own system. They have a right to leave at this point if they want to. And the takeover isn't until September 1st. So the US and the UK have both offered to let people from Hong Kong come to live there for a certain amount of time. It'll all shake out, you'll see. But don't get involved in the world events. As I said, and try to remember this, if it doesn't affect you personally, don't get involved if you don't feel compelled to. And there's no reason to apologize for that. None. You can say, I stand behind this, which is what I said, but I don't stand behind the looting and destruction and turning over police cars and burning buildings down. And what a shame all the business owners are having to board up their windows. It's such a shame to see our country behaving so badly. And there are those who really care about George Floyd and what happened with him and what's happened in the past also that went with this. And they're peaceful demonstrators, protesters. They have every right to do that in our country. That's what we do. That's freedom of speech. But there is no excuse for looting and hurting other people. And when I say hurting other people, I'm talking about all the people who love to shop in that city, in that village, or in that neighborhood. And they're telling me, my clients are saying, I can't even go anymore to my restaurant because it's not there. It was my favorite restaurant, and I really cared about those people, and I went all the time to support them. What's going to happen to them? That was a question asked unapologetically, and they had every right to ask it. And I told her, and some of the others, this is only temporary. This is not a permanent situation. Things are going to shift for the better. You'll see they always do. And the other thing is we've got men in a space station, and this is all circumvented all of that news. And that's good news. That's such exciting news because we haven't done that for, 20 years? That's a big thing. And it's with private funding. This is just absolutely miraculous. So think about the good things that are happening. Think about what's positive for you right now. What is good? What are you grateful for? If you don't have the virus, be grateful for that. Be grateful you have food on your table. Be grateful you have a roof on your head, over your head, because there's so many people that don't. Be grateful, people. Just be grateful and share your words with love. Think before you put them out there so that you don't hurt others. And that's it for my day with you today. That's my message. And I'd love it if you'd put comments down below and come and join us at the Authors and Speakers Visibility Playground. We'd love to have you there. It's all a lot of heavy hitters that are really making a difference in the world. They're writers, they're speakers, and those are our people that really step up onto the platform and make a difference in the world. And every Wednesday, I'm here on the Heart-Based Business Show, and we talk about current events. We'll talk about how to increase your business and make your life better. So I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, and I promise you, I'm going to get Gloria on the show. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for being with me. Bye-bye.